Hello everyone. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining, and if you're a regular viewer, then welcome back. I truly appreciate your continued support and time. Before we dive into today's video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the like button to stay updated on all our future content. Now, let's jump into the topic of today's discussion. Today we shall discuss how London became the capital city of the world. London, the capital of the United Kingdom and often considered the capital of the world. The city is an iconic center of finance, culture, history, and diplomacy. But how did London rise to hold such an influential position on the global stage? From humble beginnings as a Roman outpost to its dominance as a global superpower, London's journey is deeply intertwined with the growth of the British Empire and the rise of global industries. This video will take you through a historical journey to explore how London earned its reputation as the world's capital city. The early foundations, Roman and Saxon London. London's story begins over 2,000 years ago with its establishment as Londinium by the Romans in 43 AD. Situated strategically along the River Thames, London was an important hub for trade, communication, and transportation across Britain. The Romans recognized the potential of the site due to its proximity to natural resources and access to both sea and land routes. Though Londinium was initially a small military settlement, it quickly grew into a flourishing city, serving as the economic and administrative center of Roman Britain. When the Romans withdrew in the 5th century, the city fell into disrepair, but it was not long before the Saxons took control, recognizing London's importance and beginning its reconstruction. By the time of the Norman conquest in 1066, London had already become an essential part of the English political landscape. Medieval London, the political and economic hub. Following the Norman conquest, London emerged as a dominant political centre. The monarchy made London its seat of power, and over time, the city became synonymous with English governance. King Henry II's reign in the 12th century marked a key turning point in the city's development. London became a central point for royal administration and legal matters, with the establishment of the Royal Courts of Justice and the development of a legal system that would eventually influence nations around the world. Trade also flourished during this period, with London's markets attracting goods and merchants from across Europe. As a result, the city became a thriving commercial hub, enhancing its political and economic influence. During the reign of King John, the Magna Carta was signed in London in 1215, further cementing its role as the core of political activity in England. Renaissance and expansion, London as a cultural beacon. The rise of London's influence continued through the Tudor period, particularly under the reign of Henry VIII and later Elizabeth I. The establishment of the Church of England and the subsequent English Reformation shifted power further towards London, making it the heart of the nation's religious and political decisions. During this time, London also began to shine as a cultural centre. The growth of the English Renaissance, led by luminaries like William Shakespeare, meant that London became a cultural magnet for artists, playwrights, and musicians. Additionally, the Age of Exploration saw English explorers like Sir Francis Drake and Walter Raleigh sailing from London's ports to far-flung parts of the world, further expanding the city's global influence. London was not just the centre of England, it was becoming an integral part of the global stage. The Industrial Revolution, a global financial powerhouse. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, was perhaps the most significant factor in cementing London's role as the world's capital. The city rapidly transformed from a medieval centre to an industrial powerhouse, becoming a global leader in manufacturing, trade, and innovation. Steam engines, railways, and mechanized production brought unprecedented levels of efficiency to industries in London. The city's population exploded as people flocked from rural areas in search of work, and the once rural surroundings became filled with factories, coal-powered power plants, and transportation infrastructure. Additionally, London's ports became the busiest in the world, handling goods from all corners of the British Empire. The expansion of the empire during this time meant that London's economic power was far-reaching. It wasn't just a commercial city, it was the engine driving the British Empire's global network of colonies and trade routes. The British Empire and London's global influence. By the 19th century, the British Empire had expanded to become the largest empire in history, and London was undeniably its epicenter. The city housed the British government, served as the headquarters for the empire's military, and was the seat of international diplomacy. London became synonymous with global power, controlling vast territories across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and the Pacific. This global reach meant that decisions made in London could have far-reaching effects on trade, governance, and international relations. The British royal family, the symbol of the empire, resided in London, further enhancing the city's status as the epicenter of global authority. The wealth and prestige of the British Empire were concentrated in the city, and London became the financial hub of international trade, where merchants, bankers, and diplomats gathered to make deals that shaped the world's economy. The Financial Revolution, London as the world's financial center. In addition to its political and cultural influence, London's rise as the world's financial capital was solidified by its banking system. The founding of the Bank of England in 1694 marked a pivotal moment in the city's development, as it enabled the British government to raise funds for wars and projects through bonds. The financial sector grew exponentially, and London became the center of international finance, rivaling even Amsterdam. The London Stock Exchange, which began as informal gatherings of traders in the 17th century, evolved into the world's leading stock market by the 19th century. This position in global finance meant that London played a crucial role in shaping the economic landscape worldwide, with British investments and financial policies affecting countries on every continent. World Wars and London's resilience. The two world wars of the 20th century were pivotal moments in world history, and London's resilience through these tumultuous times reinforced its standing as a global power. Although London was heavily bombed during the Blitz in World War II, the city's recovery after the war demonstrated its ability to adapt and remain a key player on the world stage. In the post-war period, London became a symbol of resistance, rebuilding its economy and infrastructure despite widespread destruction. While the British Empire was beginning to decline and many colonies gained independence, London retained its status as a global financial, cultural, and diplomatic center. The city hosted major international organizations and became a hub for diplomacy and policymaking in the 20th century. London today, a modern global city. In the 21st century, London remains one of the most influential cities in the world. Despite challenges such as Brexit and shifting global dynamics, London's role as a financial powerhouse is undeniable. The city is home to numerous multinational corporations, financial institutions, and stock exchanges, making it a key player in global commerce. London's cultural influence continues to thrive with iconic institutions like the British Museum, Tate Modern, and West End theatres attracting millions of visitors annually. The city also remains an important center for international diplomacy, hosting embassies, international summits, and political events. Furthermore, London's status as a global city is reinforced by its multicultural population, with people from all over the world making it their home. London as the capital of the world. Through its deep historical roots, its central role in the British Empire, and its continued global influence in finance, culture, and politics, London has undeniably earned its place as the capital of the world. It is a city that has evolved over centuries, adapting to changes in global dynamics and shaping the world in countless ways. From the Roman era to the present day, London's legacy as the heart of global power remains strong, and its future will undoubtedly continue to reflect its rich history of influence and innovation.